I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're taking a look at a fantastic book. It is called Your Path to Inspiration by Harlamor. This fabulous photo book features Kira's extraordinary and invigorating photos paired with powerful, inspirational messages. Today, we will discover how Kira's unique approach to photography and positive affirmations can boost your energy and stimulate your imagination. We're delighted to have this very talented author and photographer join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Books to Life Marketing for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her amazing book. The links are below this interview. Kira, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Thank you. Great to see you also.
Tell us a little bit about your path to inspiration.
Well, I was inspired to write when I was a young child. And so once I became an adult, I came back out to California to my grade school. I wanted to find the book that I wrote when I was younger. And I did that. And then I thought, well, I'm going to write another one. And I was inspired by Brian Tracy, actually, to write one quick and efficiently. And so what I did was I always am taking photos and I'm always writing things down, inspiring quotes and things like that. So every time I'm out somewhere and I see something just really beautiful, it captures my eye, I take a photo of it and then I put it all together. So I ended up doing this book. It's the little photo book, and I did it within a month. It was not ready yet. It took me 3 months. Then I still had to rewrite it later. It took me a year to do that. So
Right. Well, that's part of the
there's been many
process.
edits
You
at the
create
same
it,
time.
you recreate it, you recreate it again until
Yeah,
it's perfect. Is there a
right.
favorite
Now I'm happy.
photo in that book that you have taken?
I'm sorry.
Do you have a
What'd you say?
favorite photo in that book
Oh,
that you really connects with you that you like?
you know what? I was just looking through it also right before you started the meeting. And I wanted to share. Okay, so I love to sing also. I said, allow your life to be that beautiful song and sing and write your script down. I think that life is about, it is a script in so many ways, but what is your script? You know, what inspires you throughout life, and write it down. And that can be your song.
Yeah.
That makes sense. How you get
Yeah.
through life. That's
Yeah, it's
how you,
basically the soundtrack of your life that we're crafting every day, right?
absolutely. Also, I love the embrace. Okay, if you go to page 21, embrace your purpose in life and manifest.
Mhm.
I love South Lake Tahoe.
Mhm.
So it's one place that I always drive up to on my own, and it gives me a feeling of peace and calmness. It's just absolutely breathtaking.
Yeah, oh, it's a
What you think
beautiful
of,
place to reconnect with nature, and
yes,
it's spectacular.
yes,
So
it
you
has the
feel like
beach,
part of
mountain.
that becomes part of you, right?
Yes, it
Yeah.
does. And I wrote on here, manifest what you're wanting in life. You might see a gigantic mountain in front of you, and it's the way you perceive the mountain as to how and if you will move forward and manifest your desires in life. And that's specifically, if someone sees a mountain, someone who's not inspired, maybe a little pessimistic in life, their life isn't going very well, they may see that mountain and say, well, I'm not going to get through that. That's going to take too long. And they'll stop. They'll
Right.
stop manifesting. So I say, think of it in a different manner, turn your perspective around, flip the switch, and think, oh, that mountain, I can get around that, or I can climb over it, or I can fly over it. There are different ways to go around the mountain and manifest your desires. So it's keeping an open mind and being inspired to keep going instead of seeing a blockage and thinking that it is a blockage. If you think that it's just a little pebble, you can keep going and get over it eventually.
Exactly. If you think you're done, you're finished. But if you think you
Right.
can get past anything, you will. So a lot
Right.
of it is attitude, a lot of it is approach. How do you maintain your positivity? You seem like you're a very positive, upbeat person.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know
Sure.
what? It took me some time also. I ended up healing. I went through a lot of different tragedies in my life, and I decided to do some work on myself. And so on my journey, I learned how to heal how to go back in time since I was a very small child and go over everything that hurt me, or if I hurt someone else, to forgive myself, to forgive others, for we didn't know, how to heal, how to say no, or I don't want to do this, or you're hurting me, or just stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I went back step by step by step. There's a lot to it. It's going to take a long time to go over that. But to put it in a nutshell, went back in time, and I've been working on it for the past 12 years now, and working on myself and continuing to do that and helping others as well. And you have to forgive. You have to understand yourself. You have to understand that people that hurt others don't really understand that they're hurting others as well. But it's because we reflect back what happens to us. So if I'm positive, I'm going to reflect back more positivity, or I can shine more positivity on others to help them become more positive. And so because I don't want to feel down, I don't want to, experience the negative aspects in life, I turn it into something more positive. It's like a learning lesson. If it is something not so negative, it's more positive if it's a learning lesson. Does that make sense? And so you can get through it, not stuck in your head. A lot of people they won't be able to sleep at night because of one thing that happened. And so once you flip the perspective of how, okay, that happened, it must have happened for a reason. And was it something I did? How do you find that out? And then turn it into a lesson. That way you can move forward with your day or sleep. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It's all the way we frame things. It's all the way we look at things. It's all about the energy that we put out there in the universe. Like you said, it comes back to you. It reflects upon us. So if you put out positive vibes, you're likely to get positive vibes, which of course then becomes a success spiral. And let me ask you this. You're a busy lady. You've got this book out there. You've got a wonderful podcast that's all about what everybody talks about is love. Tell us about your podcast.
Okay, thank you. My podcast is Love Talk with Kira, and it's about the do's and don'ts of dating in today's era. We also talk about sex. We all talk about relationships, going deeper into the relationships, how it affects our daily life, because it does. And you may not get a relationship because of the way that you're viewing your life, and you're reflecting that back to everyone. Instead of being more positive about it, you'll reflect someone back. So the whole healing process, it's all correlated with my book, my podcast, and singing, stuff like that. We just go deeper into the discussions and what people go through every single day. I basically just pinpoint it out and explain exactly why you're going through it, how you can get through it, and to manifest your happiness and to love life again. Because I think a lot of people are having different experiences throughout life, and everyone has their own story. So it's going to affect each individual who listens to it in a different way, in their own way, according to their story. But it's about being more positive and understanding each other and how to communicate with your partner so that you can have a sustaining relationship, and not just, oh, you're a beautiful person or handsome person and let's get married. I think it's more about communicating with one another, and learning to sustain the relationship throughout your positivity, your shadow side, which they call that, your negative side, when something gets really under your skin and you don't know how to react to it, how to respect your partner, appreciate and value what they bring. Okay, and that's important. But it's about all of those types of things. And it's really just to make people understand one another so that they can sustain a happier life and that relationship.
Sure. Love is very, very important. And it's difficult in the year 2024. There's a lot of temptation out there. There's a lot of dishonesty out there. There's a lot of dating apps out there. So people's heads get flooded with like, oh, look how attractive I am. I got 9 million swipes today. So it's rocky terrain that people have to encounter today on their path to finding true love. And I also feel like Love is about passion, absolutely, but it's also about compassion and really caring for that person and taking care of that person. So this is great. You got this terrific book out. You've got your wonderful podcast. Any more writing, any more books coming down the pike from you?
I do have a cookbook coming out, so I don't have it published right now, but it
Yep.
is in the works. So I'm excited about that.
Great. And I know you've got a great social media presence as well. So the folks at home who are watching, give us some of the handles where people can find you.
You know what? I'm on Facebook, Instagram. My Instagram, I do also singing and karaoke with Kira. TikTok, I also do my Love Talk with Kira on Instagram. So basically Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, those are the major ones. I am on Pinterest. I was on Vimeo. There's a lot of them. My YouTube, I am on as well. So
Yep.
you can find me basically anywhere.
Basically, Google Kira Harlamor and you will find it.
Exactly.
I was looking at your social media before. It's terrific. I was listening to your podcast before. It's wonderful. And of course, I've read your book. It is a beautiful book of great photographs and inspirational messages as well. Your path to inspiration. Do you need one? Do you need a path? Yeah, you do. Here's one. It's this book. It's called, smartly enough, Your Path to Inspiration. And it's written by Kira Harlamor. It's a wonderful photo book that features her extraordinary and invigorating photos paired with powerful, inspirational messages. And you've heard Kira talk today. You see she's got a lot of energy, a lot of insight, and a lot of wisdom. You will get that from the book. You will get that from the podcast. You will get that from following her on social media as well. Kira, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you, Logan. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you as well. And to the folks at home, we appreciate you. And I'd like to thank you for your time this time until next time on Spotlight.
Thank you.